So what I've been realizing lately is that I don't need to justify myself or explain myself to women. And in fact, women are more attracted to me if I'm not doing those things. And I realized this while doing retention because I always used to try to justify myself or explain myself or prove myself to get some sort of validation from women. But I think the longer you go on retention, the more you start to realize that there's no need to do this for a woman. Like, you already have value as a man. Just by being a man and having discipline, you already have so much value. But I think we forget about this as men when we release all the time because we forget that we have a lot of discipline as men, a lot more. Well, I mean, it's questionable, but we have a little bit more discipline than most women, let's just say. Some women have a lot of discipline, but it's not really their nature. They kind of have to force themselves to do it. As men, it's kind of more so our nature to have discipline. That's kind of our role. That's kind of what we're expected to be. And we fall into it better. And it's a lot of value to a woman. We don't need to justify ourselves. We don't need to explain ourselves. We don't need to seek out validation. We don't need to prove ourselves to women. Just the fact that you're a man, you have so much value to, like, so many women, attractive women that you would want to be with. It's not just like women that are ugly or something or fat. Like, that's not what it's like. As a man, you have so much value just by having discipline. Now, if you don't have discipline, that's something you have to work on, because if you don't have discipline, you're never going to feel enough as a man. You're always going to be trying to compensate, to over-explain, to seek validation, and you're never going to truly feel like you're worthy. So that's why I think semen retention is so important if you actually want to develop confidence as a man. It's because you start seeing your value. You start seeing your value, which is the value of discipline and control and structure and boundaries, because that's kind of what semen retention is. It's about having fucking boundaries. Like, no, I'm not just gonna release all the time. No, I'm not just gonna watch shit that rots my brain all the time and destroy my dopamine receptors. No, I'm not gonna do that. So doing semen retention is actually having boundaries. It's having discipline. And that's so much value. You don't need to explain your value to women. And I think this is the reason why men are struggling today so much with women. Is that they lost their core confidence. They lost their core confidence because they lost their discipline. They lost their discipline because they were bombarded by programming, quite frankly. Mass programming, mass media programming by who, God knows who. Like, I'm not going to name any names, but there's some forces that have programmed us to lose our masculine discipline. And yes, we fell into the trap. Like, we all fell into the trap. We're all victims. We're all victims, okay? I'm not saying you're not a victim. You're a victim. I'm a victim. We're all victims of this mass programming. But that doesn't mean that we're not responsible either. Now that we're aware of it, we're responsible. We're not victims anymore because we're aware of it now. At least I'm aware of it. Maybe you're not aware of the mass programming, but I'm aware of it, and I know that I'm not a victim anymore. Now I'm the one responsible. If I fall back into that kind of behavior, I'm not a victim. I'm no longer a victim. Maybe when I was like growing up, I was still a young kid. Yes, I was a victim. I didn't know any better. None of us knew any better. And these things turned into addictions. These things turned into impulses. These things became who we were, our identity. And it's really sad because our identity has been emasculated. Our identity has been feminine. Just indulge, just enjoy pleasure, just enjoy release. That's feminine qualities. Our identity has been emasculated, and because of that, we've lost our confidence. We've lost our confidence. So to gain your confidence back, you need to gain your discipline back. And that's why semen retention is such an amazing thing to do. But even if you don't do semen retention, you could just do no fap. You could just do no porn. Oh, shit. I don't know if I should say that word. No corn. No corn. No fap. No pay for play, whatever. No sugar baby nonsense. Like, you can still have discipline if you're not doing semen retention, but semen retention is like the quickest way to get back your discipline and the quickest way to get back your confidence and your feeling of being a fucking man. Like, we've lost this feeling of being a man in this society. There's no one wants us to feel like a man. No one wants us to feel like a man. Society doesn't want you to feel like a man because it's not conducive to the fucking slave programming that we've been subject to. It's not conducive to that. So we have to kind of like break our programming. We have to break this fucking programming because no one wants us to be a man. Well, women want it, but they act like they don't want it because they like being in control. They like having the perks of being in control of men. They like the perks, but they also want a man. So it's like they want to have their cake and eat it too. That's how women are these days. It's like they want to be able to use simps for everything they could possibly want and need. But they also want a real man that has real discipline and real boundaries and real self-control. They want that as well. So it's like women want everything, but don't be the simp. Like, women only want to use you if you're the simp. They don't actually want you. They just want to fucking use you. Don't be the simp. Be the real confident man that has his fucking discipline intact and knows his fucking value by just the mere fact that he's a man. Like, be that. Be that. Fuck this simp society. Fuck that shit. Fuck this release society. Non-disciplined society. Fapping society. Gooner society. Fuck this shit. It's only going to lead you towards self-hate, no confidence, being used and abused by women, and not actually having true desire or love or respect from them. So I just felt like I needed to make this video because I just realized how important semen retention was for actually developing your confidence and why it's actually attractive. I don't think it's attractive because she's like smelling your balls, smelling your semen. I don't believe that. I believe she's attracted because she sees the discipline. She sees the discipline radiating off of you, and you feel the discipline inside of you. So you start to just feel more confident because of your discipline, and you start acting differently because of your discipline. But it's all a correlation. You can't like skip one and expect the other to happen. Like, you can't be gooning and watching corn all day and expect to have discipline and confidence because of your discipline. Like, it's just not possible. So you need to start accepting this path to actually have true confidence. Yeah, that's pretty much for this video. I'll see y'all later. Bye.